have heard about the oil spill plaguing the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The oil has already washed up on the shores of Louisiana, Texas, and Florida. BP has tried everything and anything to try to stop and contain the oil leak, but nothing seems to be working. Some people may think that the oil spill won't affect us up here all the way in New Jersey, thousands of miles from the spill, but it hits home closer than some may think. The Horizon oil rig explosion occurred on April 24th, leaving the pipe which pumped the oil to the surface exposed. Every day, thousands of gallons of oil rush into the waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Oil started to wash up on Gulf state shores, wreaking havoc on their environments. It is estimated that by August, the oil will flow into the northeast oceans and will continue to travel across the Atlantic if not stopped. It seems like British Petroleum, the company who owned the oil rig, has thought of a million ways to stop and clean up the spill. But as days turn to weeks and weeks months, the oil shows no signs of stopping. Though BP has brought scientists and engineers to figure out how to stop this catastrophe, it doesn't take a world-class scientist to find a solution to the cleanup. Oakcrest's own Dave Jungblutt, a science teacher, had his class find and test ways to clean up and stop the spill through experiments. Did any of them work?
Oh yes, we had some great ideas that the students came up with and I came up with, and we worked on that together. And there were quite a few. I could go into more detail if you want me to.
And he did. He explained one of his students' ideas.
The idea is if a pipe blows up, that there's another access pipe. And after we talked about that for a while, bringing that up and having an outside pipe, we kind of came up with a second idea, which is also very good. That idea is, instead of having that second pipe go up and down and be able to pull it out, that we have another pipe on the side ready to go. And that would be closed off, so the oil would naturally go here. But if something happened to this one, like it did, you would have a access easy. Instead of going and trying to drill now and then connect into the pipe, every so often they would have to be forced to put in one of these. So if it happens again, it blows up, they could easily access it. So I thought that was a good idea. But that solves problems in the future and not our present problem. And we also tackled that.
Mr. Jungblutt also thought of a way to tackle the current problem by using oil's natural properties. He explained how and why the oil is coming from the ground so fast. It was a matter of pressure and oil's tendencies to be less dense than water. But how can we control what happens naturally?
We have to make a trap of some sort and then let nature do its thing, which is to layer it, all right? And that's what a lot of the kids were working on, how to do that. And we had a lot of great projects on how to trap the oil and to redo that. But when it comes down to a very simple thing, that we need to collect it, we need time for it to separate, we need time to get rid of the water. So after a lot of soul searching and being on top of this the whole time, I'm going to propose a very simple solution that came out of this class. Very simply, we can put oil into this. In fact, on the second day that they showed that the oil was coming out, what the problem was, I proposed to basically do that and cap it. After 40 days, that's what started working, okay? So funneling it and letting it separate and then let the water come out. But we could do a similar thing by turning it on its side and making this a skimmer and have the oil go on the top, that's on the top, into the skimmer, and then we could put it into an oil drum, just like the way that they used to, or a barrel, an oil barrel that they basically, still trade in but don't use too much. Once it's in the barrel, we can take the device, a very simple device, where we put a hole in the middle and open up a valve and let the density layers develop and drain the oil out. Drain the water out, let the oil start coming down. So when that starts coming down, we turn it off, put more oil and water through the skimmer, and just keep doing this. And we put oil into the oil tanks, and then that could be processed.
It's simple and seems like a much better idea than the nuclear bombs and potentially toxic chemical dispersants suggested to clean up the oil. I asked Mr. Jungblutt if he's gained attention to any of his ideas.
On a big one, the newspapers picked us up, and the press ran an article, and we believe from that the national news picked us up. So we were on CBS News last Friday, which was unbelievable, unbelievable. So they're listening. We just got to make sure they understand.
Cleaning up and stopping the spill will be a long road, but Mr. Jungblutt has faith in Americans and people around the world that this could be stopped.
We, as a nation, have to do a very simple thing and have all our boats get one of these and make a skimmer and put it in and just drain off the water so we have most of the oil. And I think of all the boats that's in the Gulf or all the boats that's in Florida, if we do this together, we can make a big impact. And technology is great, but people power is sometimes best.
Most people haven't come up with a good idea, but Mr. Jungblutt has come up with a brilliant intervention that could help change the oil and stop it from coming, and stop it from affecting all of us. I'm Adrianna, reporting for Falcon TV.